On guys, and today I'm going to do a quick little video about the top 10 countries in my opinion early game. So right now I'm playing as Sweden, which is in Scandinavia, so it's pretty isolated and it's a pretty good country to start off with. They can start off by building a decent sized army, but the problem is they're actually in a PU, or a personal union, under Denmark. So what you have to do to break out of this is very simple. You just have to wait till Denmark fights a stupid war and is weakened after that war and declare your independence, or build up your army and declare your independence by maybe getting someone to help you, or just destroying Denmark early on. After you get out of this, it's pretty simple. You can start conquering parts of Denmark, such as regaining your core over Gotland, conquering Norway, and from there you can expand, you can colonize or do other things, or push into Novgorod if you get there soon enough. So yeah, that's number 10. Number 9, Muscovy. Muscovy is a good choice as they start off with a strong army early on, as well as they can build up, and they have 3 vassals who can help you with the wars. Not only that, but they get a mission called Conquer Novgorod, which early game can help you out, as you can just declare war right away on Novgorod, who has a weaker army than you, and you can build up to an even larger army than they can, and with the help of your vassals conquer them. Not only that, but you can conquer a lot of the smaller states around you, and push into the hordes, who right now don't even have feudalism. So which means you'll be ahead of tech on them, and stay ahead of tech on them as they have the tech penalty. Number 8 is Poland. Poland early on starts off with a strong army and vassals, as similar to Muscovy. Not only that, but they will get a PU, or personal union, over Lithuania through an event, which will make them even stronger. Not as well as they will get a mission called, usually they get a mission called Conquer Western Prussia, which will give you a CB on the Teutonic Order. As you can see right now in this game, I got a CB on Culm, which is still a CB on the Teutonic Order. You can fabricate more on them and invade them, especially if you wait till you have your personal union with Lithuania. This is good, as this gives you a lot of strength early on, and if you want to build, you have a lot of backbone to help you with. Not only that, but you can ally other countries in the HRE and maybe try invading the HRE and defeating Austria, or pushing into the Ottomans if you are a good enough player, or you play well enough, or the AI plays very poorly. Number 7, Castile. Castile starts off in a good situation as they have a strong army and get good allies early on, such as Portugal and most likely England. Not only that, but later on in the game, they get something called the Iberian Wedding, which gives them a personal union over Aragon and subsequently Naples. Early on, you can invade Granada and Africa in turn, as well as start colonizing and expanding to the New World if you take these ideas. The ideas for colonization, of course. These would be exploration and expansion. The good thing about Castile is they already have a province close to provinces which you can colonize, the Canaries. This is good, as later on you can push in and expand to the New World easily, as you are so close to it. Brandenburg. Brandenburg starts off as a relatively weak country in Germany, but later on they can expand and become one of the strongest countries in the world. The reason is they have some of the best army ideas in the world, and they have a very good government type which they can get once they form Prussia, the Prussian government. The good thing about Brandenburg is they may be weak right now, but if you start gobbling up these minor states slowly as you're in the HRE and you don't want to get too much AE, you can become very strong very soon, maybe even become emperor, or blob out and expand to other parts of Europe. This puts Brandenburg in a very good situation, as early on they may be weak, but if you get good allies and make sure to expand slowly early on, you should become the strongest country in the world, or at least one of them. Austria. Austria starts off with having one of the largest armies in the world and can expand them to make it even larger. Austria is in a very good situation as they are the emperor of the HRE, a very strong empire right now, but later on it will become weaker and weaker as states are conquered. As long as you make sure you keep the empire as Austria, you should be good. Your major threats as Austria are France and the Ottomans, which can threaten you through war by invading the HRE, or as the Ottomans invading your usual ally Hungary, which you may get a personal union over. Austria, rather than that, has smooth sailing, as long as you make sure not to piss off too many electors and lose the electorate, which will basically weaken your force limit and make you so you're just a shell of yourself. 4. England. England starts off with a relatively good position, even though they do have the War of the Roses looming and a horrible king. Once you pass this, you should be having smooth sailing, as England can start colonizing and expanding into Ireland and Scotland. Early on, you do have a core on France, and France has cores on you. So if you get good allies such as Castile or Aragon, you should be safe for the future. Make sure not to expand too quickly or weaken yourself too much, as Scotland and France usually ally, which may screw you over if you're not prepared for a war with France and Scotland. 3. France. France starts off with one of the largest armies in the world and can make it even larger. Not only that, but there's relatively weak countries around it which France can expand into and gain some good dev. Also, France's core is on England, as I've talked about before, which means France can get even more dev. Not only that, but Burgundy will fire something called the Burgundian inheritance early on if the King of Bourgogne has no heir, which means that France, and usually the Emperor of the HRE, will inherit the lowlands, giving France a lot more dev. France later game can expand through colonization or expanding into Iberia, giving it a very strong centralized ability to become one of the strongest in Europe. Not only that, but they have good militarized ideas as well as technology ideas, which can basically make France one of the strongest powers in the world. Portugal. Portugal starts off in a relatively good position as they have a decent sized army which they can expand, as well as a decent sized navy. Not only that, but their closest and most dangerous neighbor, Castile, is usually allied or can ally Portugal. Portugal is also allied with England, which gives them good allies and safety to expand. For beginners, this is very good as they are very close to the New World, so they can colonize and become a very strong colonial power without too much and be pretty peaceful. 1. The Ottomans. The Ottomans starts off with a very good position as they can create one of the largest armies in the world. Not only that, but they get events such as the Cities of World Desire, which gives them a claim on Constantinople. Early on, they can expand into Anatolia, which they have cores on, and gain some good developed provinces and expand their country. Not only that, but they can conquer Byzantium, basically giving them a very strong new capital, Constantinople. The Ottomans' later game has some very good ideas, as well as something called the Janissaries, which will improve their armies greatly. The Ottomans have great choice of where to expand to, such as the Mamluks, which they can conquer later. The Mamluks are slight leak, pushing into India, and many other options. This gives the Ottomans basically the best playability, especially early game, for beginners. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the comments below and in the future. If you have any recommendations for videos I should do, just tell me, and I'll try getting them done. Anyway, thank you, and have a good day.